Hey friends, this is Jake from Let's Go Resell. Today I want to talk with you about the 5 list mistakes some resellers can make when they first start reselling. These are some mistakes I made when I first started and want to help you out so that you don't make the same mistakes so you can just get straight to making money, right? So please like and subscribe. We're going to put a lot more content out like this and we're going to make it very valuable for you. Also, please look at this video so you can avoid those pitfalls and let's all learn and grow together. If there's something that you see in the video you want to see in the next video, please put that in the comments so we can all learn from it and continue this conversation. Listing mistake number 1 is not researching your item correctly. Not being thorough with how you review the item before you pick it up. Separating emotion with facts to make sure that you can make the most money at the end of the day. So make sure you don't go on emotion and make sure you check sales comps in the moment. Make sure that you pull up the eBay app and you look and you see exactly how much the item has been selling in the last 30 to 60 days. When picking that item up at a garage sale, when picking it up at a thrift store, when picking it up wherever you may be, that is the only time that you're going to make that influencing decision that is going to determine how much money you make. And you can determine that by making sure, number 1, it sells, number 2, that it will actually produce a profit. And also check other things as well, like weight of the item. So you also need to have a price that you would like to sell it at and have a price that you could sell it at the lowest so you can accept an offer if it comes through. Accepting an offer is just a part of the game with eBay, and you have to be ready to make sure you attach the item to that lowest price so that you know that the lowest amount you're going to make off the item. And also detach that emotion. It's just an item to make you money. Also, make sure to use good keywords in your listing. Make sure that you fill out every box that you can with your listing and make sure that it stands out from all the other types of listings that are out there. I'm going to show you a vintage Wonder Woman toy that I recently sold. I'm going to show you some decent listings with that toy. I'm going to show you some that may need a little bit of an adjustment and some that really need a big adjustment. So let's do that right now. Okay, so what you're looking at now is a vintage Wonder Woman Kenner DC Superpowers Wonder Woman action figure. And this is my listing, and I feel I did a decent job, but of course it's up for improvement for sure. I listed it at $34, which I thought was really good. And I think it was actually $35.97 and I sold it for $34. Anyways, the wording I think is decent with the keywords and everything is pretty basic, simple, and that picture was pretty good. The second one is one listed at $81.74. So I want to show you ones that were kind of above what it should be, especially in pricing. So the person is probably attached to that item emotionally at $81, and everything is in cap locks. I highly suggest not putting everything in your title in cap locks. Make sure that it's, decent and normal lettering and that you can see everything. But again, kind of attached to the price. It's not going to sell for $81.74. I've looked at the item, I've researched it, and it's not going to be. I actually bought the item for $2 and then flipped it for $34, which I thought was pretty good. Nice vintage toy that will go a long ways. Next item has a pretty bad picture. If you see that picture, it's kind of shadowy. You can't see much, and that's the main photo. You want your main photos to really look good. The item is priced well. I'd probably put Superpowers a little bit end in that listing. I wouldn't put it at the front there, but it does look decent and it's priced decent. I would just mainly fix the picture on this listing to get that kind of up to par. But I think this will still sell even with the bad picture, and I think the title and the keywords are okay as well. So there are the differences between the Wonder Woman vintage toys. So that was my first mistake when selling on eBay and my listings, is making sure that I research the item thoroughly before I buy it and research the item when I'm listing it. Two very important keys when listing your items on eBay. The second listing mistake we can make is not analyzing shipping. We gotta think about shipping when we're sourcing especially. How does something weigh and how's that gonna affect your sale at the end of the day? Now, if you lift weights, this might be easy. If you don't lift weights, you're going to have to figure out how much something weighs and figure that out through time and experience. It's easy to tell if you know something's 1 pound or less, or if it's 1 pound or over. 1 pound or less will typically be cheaper because you can go USPS first class. Anything over 1 pound needs to go through some other service. I typically use UPS ground. I found that that is the best for my area It may not work for the best for your area, but I typically don't have any issues with them. I used to use FedEx a lot, but I found that FedEx would always change the shipping fee later on down the road. They might quote you at one rate on the eBay app, and then they will basically upcharge you. UPS, I have found in my area, does not do it. Now that doesn't mean it doesn't do that in some other areas, so use caution with that and try other things out. But that is one rule of thumb, is make sure that you know how much that item weighs, so you know if you're going to have to, charge a little bit more for shipping. Now, sometimes if you live on the West Coast and you sell something on the East Coast, so you don't look at it, and you have to ship an item so far away, it's going to cost a lot of money to get there. If you do ship to Puerto Rico or Guam, those are some areas that I've had a big problem with, and I actually went back and changed my settings in my eBay profile, and I don't ship to those areas anymore because it's just way too expensive for me. And you can go in and do that, and it's actually pretty cool. You don't have to worry about that. Also, I do include on some of my heavier items, 10 pounds or less, I put on my listing a flat fee for shipping. Now, some people don't like to do this. I only do this for things that are heavy. So if it's 10 pounds or more, I might put on there, $10 to $20 flat fee for shipping to absorb that cost, so I'm not going to pay so much and lose out on my profit at the end of the day. So again, number 2, that listing mistake is not analyzing your shipping, making sure you have all your ducks in a row. Listing mistake number 3 on eBay was not utilizing the custom label. The custom label has saved my butt 1,000 times over. When I first started, I would lose items left and right because I didn't know where they were. And now that I have used the custom label for most of my time on eBay, it's been a game changer. Basically, this will help you organize and keep track of all your items if you use it 100%. Now, you need a store to have the capabilities to have this option, but I think it's only $4.99 for that option, but it's fantastic. This gives you extra space in your listing, and it will be only observed by the seller and not the buyer. So only the seller can see it and not the buyer. If you ever seen a eBay listing where you see a bunch of numbers and letters at the end of the title, that's the seller organizing their inventory without this option. This gives you an option to make sure your listings look crisp and good. I'm going to go with you exactly how I organize my custom label, so let's get into it. So as you can see here, this is one of my listings for a Watchmen toy, and you can see right up there it says custom label SKU. Now, where that says custom label SKU is where I enter that information. It's free. I put a 2 at the beginning. That's how much I paid for the item. I put what my buy was, toy deal in August of 22. Now, followed that, I put Zone 5 Bin N. That tells me that I have my item in Zone 5 Bin N, and if I go to that bin right now, that item is going to be right there inside. It has helped me organize. I have 6 zones, and every single time I have used this, I have been able to find my items. Now, you can only do it as much as you execute it. So if you don't execute at 100%, you're not going to be finding all your items. But if you execute this every time you list at 100%, you're going to find your item every single time. I highly suggest using the custom label if you have the capability or willpower. Listing mistake number 4 is not using the eBay app. Now, I know this sounds elementary, but the eBay app has everything you need at your fingertips. It basically has the ability to check prices when you're on the go and complete your listings when you need to complete your listings, up to taking photos with your phone with the app on it. A lot of times I use everything on the app and I don't touch my laptop. Now, it's a great resource, but you got to be able to know how to use it. So whether you have an iPhone or Android, you can use it with those 2 devices or whatever phone you have. It's a great resource. I'm going to share with you right now exactly how you do some things with the eBay app. So this is how you check a price on the app. You're going to go to the search bar. You're going to scan the barcode or enter it manually, and then you're going to have an item pop up. Now you see the filter to your right. You want to click on the filter and then go down to where it says sold. Click on the sold and you're going to see a little button. The button's going to automatically populate what is sold. You can see what is sold and you can get your price from there. So if you're out and about and you see those prices and as they're selling, that's how you can figure out exactly what you're going to sell that item for. You can see if it's new or used by changing the filters, and there's a lot of different filter options if you want to, be creative and find what you're looking for and be specific with it. This item was definitely selling, but it's a little bit of a longer term item, I think, if you want to sell it for that $60, $62 plus shipping price. But again, you're going to know exactly what's going to happen with it depending upon the trends, right? So that's a great way to see what's going on, what's selling. Listing mistake number 5 is not taking quality photos. Now, a word of caution for those who are just starting, this step may be one of your last steps. So if you don't have the ability to have the perfect photo, just get started. That's the most important thing. So use your phone, use your camera, whatever you have, just get started and do what you can do. But for those who have done this for a bit, number 5 is a great lesson for us. I didn't take great photos when I started. I had bad backgrounds, I had bad pictures, I didn't remove the background. There was a lot going on with those different pictures. So make sure that we have the main photo, we remove the background from that, have quantity of photos. So if you can get 12, get 12. Sometimes the item is so basic it's hard to get 12, but do the best you can. I think more pictures will actually sell the item before anyone else who has a relatively low amount of pictures. So definitely make sure that is something that you do. Now, as far as the background remover, I've been using a company called PhotoFuse, and this is not a paid advertisement, but I heard about this from the Primetime Treasure Hunter, and I've been using PhotoFuse ever since on my main photo, and it has been giving me clear, crisp photos every single time, and I definitely want to share with you how to go find that app and use that app. So you'll want to download the PhotoFuse app and make sure you put that on your phone, and once you have the app up, click on it, and then you're going to have pictures that you've already taken with the white background. You're going to select that photo in the PhotoFuse app, and you're going to find it, you're going to select it from photos. It's going to basically grab your camera roll and it's going to find that photo. Click on that photo. You're then going to press some buttons that are going to show you how to fuse that. And that's the auto button. It's going to make it yellow, and everything behind the item that's yellow will become white. It's going to take a second depending upon your internet speed. It will upload, it will fuse, and then once it's done fusing, it's going to give you a very clear, crisp background. And this works so good, and it does such a great job. And there's a pro version and a free version. I use the free version, and I really don't have any problems with it. So you could do that, get the free version, use it, and look at what you got. It's a beautiful thing. You could save it by clicking save, and that'll go right back to your photo library right there. And then you could pull it up and then place inside your listing. Again, I use this for the very first main photo. You can use it for every single photo if you really want to. Well, there you have it, friends. Those are the 5 listing mistakes that I made I thought were important to share with you so you can avoid those pitfalls and be off and running with your reselling business and make that money. Remember, research your product, review shipping, use custom labels, use that eBay app, and take those quality photos, and you'll be off and running. Please comment and let us know what you'd like to hear about in the next video. Also, please like and subscribe as well so you can see the next content coming out soon. Thank you so much and have a good one.